Step into a backyard that feels quietly transformed, where every line is clean, every bloom feels intentional, and the air carries a sense of calm refinement. In this space, modern minimal design meets the natural softness of flowers, creating an atmosphere that feels both polished and deeply inviting. Here, the garden does not shout for attention. It speaks in elegant layers, through open pathways, balanced planting, and gentle movement that guides the eye from one beautiful detail to the next. It is a place where simplicity becomes luxury, and where nature feels curated with care. If you love gardens that feel peaceful, graceful, and beautifully designed, subscribe to Garden Blooms. Bring garden to life, like this video, and comment below to share your favorite garden style. Today, we begin the journey toward a backyard floral paradise that feels serene, stylish, and alive. A quiet pathway sets the tone for the entire garden, leading the eye with gentle confidence through a space that feels carefully composed and effortlessly elegant. Each step reveals a new layer of color and texture, where flowers soften the edges and make the journey feel more graceful than decorative. The walkway becomes more than a route. It becomes a visual rhythm, balancing structure and softness in a way that feels distinctly modern and premium. With every turn, the garden opens a little more, offering polished views, calm symmetry, and a sense of quiet luxury. In this floral corridor, the backyard feels larger, more intentional, and deeply serene, as if every stone, bloom, and border was placed to invite pause and admiration. It is the kind of landscape that feels designed not only to be seen, but to be experienced slowly. The garden begins to feel richer when flowers are layered with intention, creating a sense of depth that draws the eye forward and outward. Low blooms soften the foreground, taller plants rise gently behind them, and the whole scene feels composed like a living piece of art. This layered approach gives the backyard a refined rhythm, where each section supports the next without overwhelming the space. The result is elegant and balanced, with a premium calmness that feels natural rather than forced, as though the garden grew into perfection over time. From a distance, the floral textures blend into a smooth and graceful backdrop, while up close, each petal and leaf reveals subtle detail and quiet beauty. It is a style that rewards slow viewing, offering both harmony and sophistication in every direction. Clean borders give the backyard its sense of precision, turning the garden from a simple planting area into a refined composition. The edges feel deliberate and calm, with flowers arranged to frame the space like a soft architectural line that invites the eye to follow without distraction. This kind of structure creates a premium feeling, where every border adds clarity and every curve feels intentional. The garden becomes easier to read visually, and that sense of order makes the blooms feel even more elegant against the open space around them. As the pathway meets the floral edges, the entire scene gains a polished flow that feels both modern and serene. It is a backyard that looks curated, balanced, and quietly luxurious, with every detail working together to create harmony. When evening arrives, the garden changes its mood and begins to glow with a softer, more intimate kind of beauty. Gentle lighting settles across the pathway and floral borders, turning the backyard into a calm retreat where every petal seems to hold a trace of warmth. The light does not overpower the space. Instead, it enhances the textures, highlights the edges, and gives the entire garden a quiet, premium atmosphere. Shadows become part of the design, and the flowers appear even more graceful under the subtle evening shimmer. This is the moment when the backyard feels most peaceful, as though the garden is exhaling after the day's brightness. The result is elegant, cinematic, and deeply comforting, with a refined glow that invites slow walks and quiet reflection. The garden feels more alive when green textures move gently through the space, softening the structure and giving the backyard a sense of natural ease. Instead of feeling rigid, the design breathes with quiet motion, as if every leaf and stem is helping guide the eye toward deeper calm. This flowing greenery creates a premium balance between elegance and comfort, allowing the floral elements to stand out without feeling crowded. The result is a landscape that feels refined yet relaxed, with a smooth visual rhythm that makes the entire garden feel more expansive and inviting. As the greens weave around the flowers and pathways, the backyard becomes a graceful composition of color, texture, and space. It is the kind of garden that feels carefully lived in, beautifully maintained, and soothing to experience from every angle. Open space gives the garden its elegance, allowing each bloom and pathway to feel intentional rather than crowded. The backyard breathes with ease, and that sense of restraint creates a premium atmosphere that feels thoughtful, modern, and deeply calming. With more room between the elements, the eye can rest and then return, noticing the small details that make the landscape feel complete. This balance between openness and floral accents turns the space into something polished and serene, with a quiet luxury that never feels heavy. The result is a garden that feels spacious, graceful, and inviting, where simplicity becomes part of the beauty. Every view appears measured and harmonious, giving the backyard a refined presence that feels as peaceful as it is visually striking. The beauty of the garden deepens when the viewer begins to notice texture, from the soft edges of petals to the subtle contrast between leaves, stems, and stone. These details bring the backyard closer, making the space feel richer and more layered without losing its modern minimal grace. Each floral cluster adds a new dimension, creating a sense of quiet luxury that feels intentional and refined. The textures do not compete. Instead, they work together in a calm visual conversation that makes the garden feel alive, polished, and deeply soothing. This is the kind of landscape that rewards a slower gaze, where every close look reveals something delicate and beautiful. The result is a backyard that feels elegant from afar and mesmerizing up close, with a softness that lingers in memory. A calm corner gives the backyard a place to pause, where the eye can settle and the heart can soften. These small garden nooks feel personal and refined, surrounded by flowers and greenery that create a gentle sense of shelter within the wider landscape. The beauty of these spaces lies in their restraint because they do not compete with the garden. They complete it. A simple bench, a clean edge, or a quiet cluster of blooms can transform an ordinary section into a premium retreat that feels intimate and serene. From every angle, the corner feels composed and inviting, as if it were designed for slow moments and soft reflections. It brings balance to the backyard, adding warmth, elegance, and a sense of peaceful luxury that lingers long after the view has passed. The backyard gains a striking sense of elegance when plants and borders are shaped with care, creating a sculpted look that feels deliberate and polished. Every line appears clean, every curve feels measured, and the garden begins to resemble a refined outdoor composition rather than a simple planted space. This form of design gives the floral landscape a premium identity, where structure supports softness instead of overpowering it. The result is a balanced visual experience, with modern order in the layout and natural beauty in the blooms, working together in quiet harmony. As the eye moves across the sculpted forms, the backyard feels calm, controlled, and beautifully finished. It is the kind of garden that feels visually satisfying from the first glance, with every detail contributing to a sense of elegance and restraint. As the garden reaches its final flourish, the floral details come together in a way that feels complete, graceful, and quietly unforgettable. The backyard no longer feels like a collection of separate elements, but like one unified vision of calm beauty and modern elegance. This final bloom carries a sense of refinement that lingers, because the harmony of open space, pathways, and floral texture creates a lasting impression. The space feels premium not because it is crowded with decoration, but because every choice feels intentional, soft, and deeply balanced. In this last view, the backyard becomes a peaceful retreat that feels both stylish and personal, a place where nature and design meet with effortless grace. It is a finishing moment that leaves the garden glowing with warmth, presence, and quiet luxury. As we reach the final moment, the backyard stands complete in its quiet elegance, holding together every pathway, bloom, and gentle line of design with graceful harmony. It feels peaceful, refined, and deeply personal, like a private sanctuary created to restore the senses and celebrate the beauty of simple outdoor living. This garden journey has shown how modern minimal design can still feel warm, floral, and full of life when every detail is chosen with care. The result is a space that feels timeless and premium, where nature and design meet in perfect balance, and every view carries a sense of calm sophistication. Thank you for joining this garden escape with Garden Blooms. Bring garden to life. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe, like, and comment below with your favorite section, because your support helps this channel continue creating beautiful inspiration for more dream gardens.